What's going on, and welcome to Oil and Gears. It is my day 11 on getting over COVID, so this is going to be another COVID edition. So here we go. I'm going to show you how to put chrome handles on your first Gen Scion XB. So I'm going to try to explain it as best as I can because the driver and passenger side handles are hard to do. So bear with me on the camera angles and all that fun stuff. So let's get to it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to change the door handles to chrome door handles here. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. First, we open the door and take the panel out from the inside. So now that we've gotten the panel off, we're going to peel back this plastic piece here. Just like that. All right, so now that we have the plastic taken off, we're going to unscrew two 10mm bolts here. And then you're going to have your lock mechanism that has a rod. That one you can just take off. And then this is the tricky one here. There's a rod that's in here. And that's what we're going to have to take off and pull. Alright, so now that we're here, you can see there's a 10mm bolt here. And one right here. And then there's the locking mechanism right here with the rod. And then this rod right here. And so what we'll do is we're going to take off this right here. And this will give us better access to get that 10mm bolt over here on the side. Just like that. So as you can see, there's the 10mm bolt right there. And right there. So we'll do that now. Alright, so what I used was a 10mm deep socket with an extension. All right, now that we've got the deep socket, there we go. It's fairly easy to unscrew. And then we'll get this one right here. This one's a little bit harder. So now that we've gotten the 10mm bolts out, the locking mechanism here, right there, is connected to that bolt. So that's going to just drop down. That's going to be fine. This one here is tough. So what has happened, and this happened on the driver's side, is when I started to loosen this bolt, that metal piece that's right there where it's connected starts to bend. So as you can see, the handle is moved up. So what I did was I got a pair of pliers and I bent it back down. That way the new handle is aligned perfectly. So just be careful with that bolt right there. So now that we have it taken off, we're going to pull this out and we're going to undo the rod. Alright, so now that I've gotten the locking mechanism, what I had to do was pull this rod down and then pull the mechanism out, as you can see. So now that I have it out, I'll be able to take the handle off. But also make sure that this rod right here, this one right here, that's the one we're going to have to take off as well. Alright, so as you can see, you need to pull back on this plastic piece here from the inside, and then very carefully, you're gonna pull this rod out of this plastic right there. You'll move this plastic piece kind of out of the way, and then you'll add the screwdriver and you'll kind of twist and pull back, and it'll come back like this. So what we're gonna do is take this little plastic piece off. This is a piece that I was talking about right here. So you're gonna put your screwdriver in like this. You're gonna twist as you pull on that rod. So you're gonna do it kind of like this, pull on that rod, and it's gonna pop out. So then this we're gonna take out and we're gonna put on the new chrome handle. There you go. This is that little plastic piece that goes on the rod. So as you can see, here's the plastic piece that's on the chrome. This is the one that was on my car. I'm just gonna change it out because I know that it'll fit. Alright, so now that we've taken this one off, we're gonna grab the one that was on our car. Add it, there you go. Alright, so now that we've gotten the new handle on, we put in the 10mm bolt in here, and then make sure when you put the lock back, there is a little plate here that goes in between the new handle and the door right here. As you can see right here, it goes in between and it keeps the lock in place. So just make sure that you have that, and then make sure that you put this rod back in here, as you can see right there, and then you're gonna need to lock it just like that back onto the rod, and then this 10mm bolt right there. Once you have all those little components, it might take a little while, but once you get the driver's side or the passenger side first, then you'll be able to do the other sides fairly easy. And this is the passenger side, and I've done the driver's side as well. And now that we've got it in there, you can see that it works. Alright, now that we've got the door panel back on, close the door. There you go. Works perfect. Now that we have the door panel off, we're gonna take this part of the plastic cover off. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove these T30 torque screws off. And then we're going to unbolt the 10mm on the inside. There's two of them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna loosen these 3 T30 torque screws. This 10mm and this 10mm here. So this bracket is actually gonna come out, and this mechanism here is going to come out as well. So we can actually take this piece off like that. And so now what we'll do is we'll loosen these and then this is just gonna drop down and get out of our way. All right, so now that we've gotten this mechanism out of the way, now we can get the 10mm bolt that's right in here and the one that I showed you just earlier right over here. All right, so now that we've got those two 10mm screws out, you can see that this bracket here can be moved out of the way. So we'll leave that down here. Okay, well, it fell down. It's easy to get, and then this one here, you're gonna have to unscrew that. So it's actually like a screw on a bolt. And so you'll have to undo that as well. Once you do that, you'll be able to take the door handle off. All right, so see, so that goes in there like that. Then the bracket goes over here, and then another nut to tighten that bracket. All right, now that everything is loose, you can just remove the door handle, just like that. Okay, so one thing that I want to show you the difference between the American and the JDM handles. So if you look at the back, so these are the same side handles. They're the passenger side rear doors. So as you can see, they look the same. But when you turn them over, you notice this right here. So this one doesn't have that. It doesn't have this bar here. So everything's the same except for this bar. This one doesn't have one. So I had the same issue on the driver's side rear door, and it didn't come with it. And so this mechanism, when you open the door, there's a little lever here that opens the mechanism to have the door open, just like that. Okay? This one didn't have it. So what I did was, I went and bought a screw with a nut and some washers to where it mimicked this right here. And it actually worked. So I'm going to show you that. If you ever buy chrome handles like this, and it doesn't have that piece here, like the American one, this is how you can fix that. Here is the bolt that I got. As you can see, there's the size right there. It's a Hillman. I got it at Lowe's. And then here's the little nut. And then I had a pack of washers. So I just got 2 washers out of this pack. And so we'll open this up here. And what I did was, I got 1 washer just like this. Put it in there like that. Another washer like so. And I just put this nut in. And just put it in there snug. Just like that. So as you can see, it mimics that little rod. So whenever I open the door, it hits that little mechanism here, pulls it down, and we're good to go. All right, now that we've gotten this screw in, all you're going to do is you're going to add this like that. And then we're going to add the 10mm bolts in the bracket back on the back side. Now that you've tightened the 10mm bolt here and here, now we're going to put this locking mechanism back. Again, that was just sitting down there below. And what you'll do is you'll lift it up. You add the 3 torque screws here, just like that. And you don't want to tighten them all the way tight because we want to try and make sure that the door will close. So we'll just make sure that it's pretty flush. All right, so now that we've tightened the 10mm screw here, the T30 torque screws here. Now, I did have to add some hockey tape around that screw that I put in on the door handle just to make it just a little bit more thicker, because when I closed the door, it wouldn't open. But now, as you can see, it opens. So we are good to go. Well, there you have it. We've added the chrome handles on our first Gen Scion XB. Again, apologize if it's not the best video quality because they're hard spots to get to and there's a lot of small pieces in these doors. So like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace!